Hello friends, this is Elizabeth explaining about digital and analog functions which we use in a DAC assistant. Um, there are many functions which we use in a DAC devices. They are analog input, analog output, digital input and digital output, where we give analog input to a DAC and we'll take a digital input or an analog output or a digital output. And this is a DAC assistant where we get it in a block diagram signal stimulator. In this in signal stimulator we'll have a DAC assistant. When we open this we will get a create new express taskbar. In this we have a signal acquire signals and generate signals. In this acquire we'll have where we will acquire a signal to a DAC, means we will take a signal and generate signals, where we generate a signals that will get analog signals. Here in analog input and digital input, in analog input we have analog inputs like voltage, temperature and etc. There are many analog inputs that which we can give to a DAC, and it's a analog inputs of temperature, strain and current, resistance, frequency and everything is analog inputs that we give to a DAC. First we have to configure a DAC with these analog values. Next we will have a port where we can give an analog input to a DAC. We can select the port which we want. We'll have a different ports like AIO, AI1 and AI2. It depends upon the hardware DAC function what we are using. We can configure it with maximum and minimum voltages that we are giving input to a DAC. There is a small example where we can show how the DAC is functioning. This is the A0. We are giving an input to the A0, and this is A1. We are giving an input to the A1. They are the ports. It depends upon our wish where we can give an input to the DAC. We can give to any of the port, but we have to be very careful that the connections to be given very properly and the port what we select. Next is a small example. Here we are giving a we are getting a analog output. We are giving a numeric controller. Here we'll give some values and we'll get a analog output. Next, this is another small example where we give an analog input and we'll get a digital numerical values, numerical indicators and numerical value. There are many examples where we'll acquire analog signals and we'll give analog output or else a digital output. It depends upon what the output we are taking. All the programs what related to the DAC depends upon the input what we are acquiring or else what we want to generate as an output, or it depends upon the user. We have to be very careful while selecting the ports and while giving the connections as a hardware. We have to configure the DAC properly when we are taking before we take a output from the DAC. Thank you.